Texas wins their first ever SEC game 35-13 against Mississippi State. This quick reaction video is part of HornSports' Longhorns coverage. We appreciate all of your support. And when I say quick reaction, we are going to go quick rapid fire here. The good, to start the game, we have Arch Manning throwing for over 300 yards, ultimately settling for 324 yards, 2 passing touchdowns, and completing 84% of his passes. Not bad for the young quarterback. The other good for the offense in this game was DeAndre Moore Jr., not only showcasing some Jordan Whittington-esque blocks on the perimeter, but also finding the end zone 2 times and tallying a total of 103 receiving yards. Yet again, this receiver just seems to be the motor of the group, even though he's usually not the one that ends up being the top producer when it's all said and done. But against Mississippi State, that wasn't the case. He led the team in receiving yards. And the last good that I wanted to note for the game was the Texas pass rush. Ended the game with 6 sacks, and Colin Simmons led the way there with 2. But some of the typical names as well. Anthony Hill Jr. was involved there. But then Vernon Broughton getting some love on that defensive line. He ended up getting a sack. And Colton Vasek as well. Someone that we haven't seen too much of, but he has a lot of potential, and I'd expect to see more of him as the year goes on, but definitely a name to watch out for in the future. The young 6'5", I believe, defensive end from Westlake. So those are the quick hitting good points. And the bad would be the run defense for Longhorns, allowing 63 yards in the first quarter, ultimately allowing Mississippi State to run for 150 yards. And just the time of possession difference in this game is kind of indicative of Mississippi State's ability to run the football. They nearly had 35 minutes of total possession versus Texas's 25. And by limiting the possessions that the Longhorns had, they were able to stay in this contest for longer. And then going to my ugly part of this segment, part of the reason why Mississippi State had the football for so long was just self-inflicted wounds. Now beginning, Jadon Blue, 2 fumbles on the day for the young Longhorn running back. Just not a great day for him overall. He's had some fumbling issues in the past, but this year has been very quiet, of course, in that category until this Mississippi State game, but didn't choose a good time for it. The fumble in the first half likely took off a minimum of 3 points, possibly 7, with Texas marching towards the end zone. And then in the second half to start play, another fumble, and at that point, Sark had to sit him in favor of Trey Wisner, who Wisner came into the game and was almost averaging 7 yards per carry. And it looks like Wisner will likely be the running back that is starting against Oklahoma. However, there's a bye week, and Jadon Blue, talented running back, but we're just going to have to see whether he can get past this game. It could be a big dent in his confidence. However, they still sent him out for interviews following the game against Mississippi State, which shows that they do have confidence in the back, even if it wasn't his best day from the ground game. The other ugly, this is all under the self-inflicted wounds category. Jonte Cook with a big touchdown pass drop. It was about 30 yards away from the end zone, but if he caught that, that was a sure 7 points. Cook did bounce back later in the game and caught a nice pass over the middle towards the sideline, and so that's good to see. But when you have opportunities, you got to take advantage of them, especially when the receiving room is as crowded as it is at Texas. And lastly, the penalties were not great for Texas. Just had too many, and oftentimes it was in critical positions where it moved the team back and really stopped the momentum of the game as well. Texas suffered 8 penalties for 65 yards, which isn't too crazy of a number, but yet again, it did not come at good times and stopped momentum oftentimes. But in the end, Texas kind of turned on the 2023 Longhorn Jets in terms of waiting until the fourth quarter to finally take care of business, and they did just that. But more important than my quick reaction, what are your thoughts about the Mississippi State game? Let me know down below. Don't forget to like and subscribe. As always, have a great rest of your day.